The first question we're going to explore is, what is research? And as is most often the case, what we think we know about a certain topic is most often than not very different than what it actually is. And it's one of our goals that by the end of this year, you will have an extremely concrete idea of what goes on at research universities at the graduate level and the postgraduate level, so that you can make an informed decision on whether you want to pursue further study after you complete your undergraduate work. And here we go. A Google definition is the systematic investigation into and study of materials and sources in order to establish facts and reach new conclusions. For example, with Dr. Greer, you folks will be studying materials in order to establish facts and reach new conclusions. On the flip side, with, let's say, Dr. Umans, you're going to be using sources, right? Articles, academic literature, in order to establish facts and reach new conclusions, as his area of expertise is a subfield of theoretical computer science. And if we take a step back from the tree and look at the forest, what you will actually see is something that approaches a graph that looks like this here. And if you've had any previous study in computer science, you'll automatically notice, hey, that's a tree, and it is a tree. And in computer science, we flip the tree upside down. The root is up at the top, and the leaves are down here at the bottom, and we have different branches, right? So we call these nodes here. And this is the way I like to imagine what research is. Let's say, for example, we have Einstein's theory of relativity, right, up here at the top node. Let's say a researcher comes in, studies a certain aspect of the general theory of relativity, comes to uncover a new fact or reach a new conclusion, publishes his work. His work gets peer-reviewed by colleagues around the world, thumbs up all around, and it is published as an established fact, right, in a scientific journal or book. Another researcher comes in, studies the theory of general relativity, notices the work that was done here on this second node, continues study, and uses this piece of knowledge to uncover a new fact or reach a new conclusion, passes the peer review process, and becomes another piece of established fact. Right? And as we work our way down, we come to something that resembles a tree, right, as we would call it in computer science. If you go ahead and take a step back, the tree becomes more complex, right? And if you actually graph it out, I mean, the depth of knowledge is so deep that it would approach, like, it would kind of look like a cloud if you were viewing it from this perspective. Right? So that's kind of what you want to think of research as being, right? And what we're going to be doing is taking a look at these bottom nodes and seeing if we can use this knowledge along with other sources in order to establish a new fact or reach a new conclusion. Right? So that's maybe one of the goals you could think about achieving. Right? Another goal that you could think about achieving is learning the process of research. Right? So becoming familiar with the rhythm and how it is completed, how it's conducted. The chances of us establishing a new fact, reaching a new conclusion, publishing an article, passing the peer review process is probably extremely small, right? But every single one of you are definitely going to have a firm grasp on what it means to, conduct research, right? And so when you meet somebody and say, "Oh, I'm a graduate student," "Oh, really? What are you studying?" "Oh, I'm studying engineering, biochemical engineering." "Oh, really? Okay. What are you studying?" And then they'll go ahead and let you know what they're studying, and you can have a firm idea of what is going on in that guy's life, right? That he is meeting with his mentor, right, who is going to be a professor at the college. They're going to be having conversations, discussing different aspects of a certain problem, and having conversations which lead to further investigation. And at the end of that process, they may have something that is worth publishing, right? They may have a new conclusion or a new fact. And then they'll go through that back end process of formally putting together the results of their research.